Welcome back everyone to my Let's Play of Crystal Warriors for the Sega Game Gear. Fire and water characters are going to get a lot of work in this episode because, like the townsfolk said, beware of the fire, and which our water is going to be strong against, and the wind, which our fire is going to be strong against. So, our fire is going to get initially some work up here by heading up to the north to take on those wind monsters up there. So now Eldor's finally gonna get his first monster. So way to go, he's growing up. So there's 4 levels of monsters. So in each level, they'll get like 1 extra. Usually they gain a few extra hit points and 1 more point of attack. And then I think at level 3 they gain 1 more extra point of defense. But we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. So now one bridge you want to cross that I kind of mentioned in the last episode was just the difference between the different character classes. So your fighter is kind of the middle of the road. They have the middle hit points, middle attack power, middle defensive power. Your lords have the highest hit points and the highest defensive points, but the lowest attack power. And your rangers have the lowest hit points, the lowest defensive power, but the highest attack power. So that's all at max level, of course. So for instance, Rat, the ranger, at max level he'll have 68 hit points, base attack power of 54, and defense of 15. The Lord Fire character, Elcid, will have 76 hit points, 46 attack power, and 24 defense. So 8 more hit points than the Ranger Rat, 8 less attack power than Rat, but 9 more defensive power than Rat. And in the middle will be Dane, the water fighter. She'll have 72 hit points, 4 less than Eldor, but 4 more than Rat. Attack power 48, which is 2 more than the Lord Eldor, but 6 less than Rat the Ranger, and she'll have 20 defensive power, 5 more than Rat the Ranger, but 4 less than Eldor the Lord. So basically your lords are like defensive tanks, your fighters are just straight down the middle, and your rangers are, you know, glass cannons. They can deal the most damage, but they take the most damage. So, and Princess, she's pretty much better than everyone in stats except for hit points. She'll have better attack power at 56, 2 more than even the highest Rats at 54. She'll have 1 more defensive power than Eldor the Fire Lord with 25 as opposed to 24, but she'll have the least amount of hit points, 65, which is 3 less than Rat, who has the least amount of hit points. But then again, she has the drain spell to heal her out there. So yeah, you saw the enemy had 36 hit points currently, and it always rounds down. So it would say like for 27 hit points there. So if you did 27 divided by 4, you would get 6.75. Now, in most like math classes, you round that up to 7, but in this it's always rounded down, even if the tens digit is 5 or greater. So that would just move down to 6. So yeah, Drain is most effective against fresh enemies who haven't taken any damage, and especially against bosses. We'll eventually start running into bosses. They will have, the Empire is going to have basically elemental warlords, and each of these elemental warlords are going to hold one of the elemental crystals that was stolen. We were told about that at the beginning. So we'll run into an elemental wind, then an elemental fire, then an elemental water warlord, in that order respectively. So those guys can be pretty tough. They have really high stats, and you basically want to go after them with somebody strong like a high level elemental fighter that has the advantage against them, or you're maxed out healer. So that's another reason why I want to get our healer maxed out as soon as possible, so that when we run into our first, elemental enemy warlord, we have somebody good to go mano-a-mano against them. So, unfortunately, Rat being Wind doesn't have anybody that he can really go after in this battle normally, but that's where monsters come in handy. So, see, he can summon this monster that he has, this Aqua monster, and it can take advantage of the fire weakness. And hey, look, he managed to defeat an enemy, even though he's weak against fire. So, even if a monster wins the battle, monsters don't gain the experience. The experience goes to the character that tamed the monster. So, even though that monster did the final blow on that firefighter there, the experience, that 4 experience points, went to Rat. So, monsters are nice like that. 4 more experience to Fry there, gain another level, nice. Yeah, we got another annoying, whatchamacallit, mage. Now, blind, of course, is an annoying spell because it blocks, but it's not as annoying as another spell that the enemy priest will get later on in the game, the sleep spell. Because the sleep spell incapacitates you entirely. So if this fight was with a priest that had the sleep spell, the priest would have attacked, cast sleep, and put Iris to sleep, and then she wouldn't have had a chance to summon the monster. So, yeah, would have got no damage in, but that's, like I said, the buffed up version, I guess, of Dark. Unfortunately, status spells aren't as good for us as they are for the enemy, because we're going to get our healer to max level, and at that point, we're going to want the healer to basically doing a lot of attacking. So, and then, mage's spells too, they're mainly just basically focused on, exploiting elemental weaknesses from afar. So, now we got a level 2 wind enemy here, the Chem. So the level 1 wind type enemy was those Aya characters. They look like a female ninja. Now the level 2 wind has looks like ram horn helmet on. So, and we'll eventually run into basically level 2 elemental characters. I think we run into a level 2 elemental fire character. Yeah, so see, this is like the level 1 fire enemy, Morbi. And then the level 2 fire enemy is going to be a lady called like Russ. She's like a lady who has like a whip. I'm thinking of like the Lindas from Double Dragon. They walk around with like the whips. Whip it up. Way before Diva when I knew how to whip it. It's like Castlevania. I have 3 Castlevania Let's Plays on this channel of mine. Check them out. Castlevania The Adventure for Game Boy. Castlevania 2, which is like the black sheep of the series, but actually it's probably my favorite Castlevania because it plays so differently. I am not the greatest, world's greatest gamer. I don't have really great reflexes. I don't have great ability to, input complicated motions, which is why I don't play like fighting games and stuff. I tend to focus on, puzzle games like this or, role-playing games, because they don't really have like a really high skill set needed to complete them. Mainly just they require, patience and a willingness to, put the time in and maybe solve puzzles. I like to do puzzle books on the side. Right now, I'm doing like a number type puzzle. Kukuru. It's called Cross Sums. It's basically they kind of got to add numbers up to get a number in a column. But it's like Sudoku that you can't like repeat numbers. So it's pretty interesting. So gotta keep that brain strong. So there's the Russ enemy. That's a sword, but I swear in their portrait when you look at them they have a whip. So unless I'm going crazy. I'm talking about exercising my mind, and here I am might be going crazy, you know, like, but I swear that, ooh, yeah, I really hurt our whatchamacallit, really hurt our Scorpion there, but better than the Scorpion. Yeah, she has a whip there. Better that she hit the Scorpion than Iris. Otherwise, Iris would have been defeated. She's down to 1 hit point. Ouch, not good. But let's have Rat go after this Wind. I see the difference in the level 1 wind character than the level 2 over to the left. So it's even though Iris isn't really risk of being defeated here, you want to gain her that level because now she's back to max hit points. Now, the monster will never go back to max hit points until after the battle, so that Scorpion, there's no way to heal the 10 hit points that it lost. It's until after we get out of battle, so they'll basically heal up in town. So now we got that fire spell, we can put it to use. Attack the elemental weakness of the Chem here. Let's finish her off. The good old fire spell. Now we'll just leave the Russ, who unfortunately we can't attack with a spell elemental weakness wise. But we can attack her with the elemental fighter weakness. Just have unfortunately Dane don't have a lot of levels, so it's not as one-sided as the battle should be. But now what we can kind of do is we can kind of trap the character here. Enemies can't pass through your characters just like you can't pass through enemy characters. So sometimes you can, you know, if you have a weak character and you want to make sure the enemy can't get to them, you can form a wall around that character that the enemy can't pass through, or you can just, you know, wall around an enemy like I'm doing here. So yeah, that enemy's stuck right here, and they're going to revert to their typical AI to just go after the princess. We'll heal ourselves back up to max hit points. We'll lose some of those hit points though when she hits us, but that's okay. The battle is unresolved. So let's weaken the Russ up some more. Probably put her in range for our healer to finish her off. Try to get as much experience as you can for our healer. Just gotta make sure I don't slip on the controller like I've been doing. Uh-oh, will we be able to have enough here? That miss... yuck. Not good. So now, do we want to finish the battle, or do we want to hold off and wait? Well, Princess can always use experience. Okay, because she's always going to be drawing aggro, so... she's, I guess, the second most important person we want to get experience in, too, after the healer. So what's our future say? The enemy hopes to lay siege on the castle. It's up to you to stop them. That's not a very good fortune. That's just standard enemy tactics. We want our money back. So yeah, now there's the explanation why we don't know who the enemy soldiers are. Because apparently magic. When in doubt, it's always magic. We can get the cold spell. That way Merc will finally have all the elements. So you can target all the elements. We'll eventually want to replace those spells with the level 2 types. Yeah, I think Bolt, Flame, and Frost are the updates. We'll replace Scan eventually with Drain. Yeah, you can only hold 4 spells, unfortunately, so... we can buy the Halberd for Eldor. That's his best weapon. So... the best weapon for the fighters will be the Falchion. For the Wind Ranger, for Rat, will be a Warblade. And for the Princess, it's the Claymore Sword. So, and we don't have enough funds to recruit these two characters. But that's okay. If you want to see what they were like, just go watch the other Let's Play that I did of this thing. So, that's the one that's saved in book number 1. So, but I have that Let's Play already uploaded. But, so check that one out if you want to, or if not, come back to check out the rest of this one next episode. Have a good day. Bye.